Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is the FV304. It's the Tier 6 British SPG. It's located on the south spawn of Ensk Encounter, and it's under the command of a fingernail clipping. And this is the second video we've had featuring him in this week. Game on. Well, not many people actually know that they actually designed 3 FV series fighting vehicles which actually had artillery pieces. One of them was the one you're looking at, the FV304, but there were 2 others. There was an FV303, which was also supposed to have a 25-pounder, just as the FV304 was supposed to have. And the third one was the FV305, and that has a 5.5-inch howitzer. And in fact, that is a premium Tier 8 Arty on the Xbox. So if you wanted to play the FV305, you can, but you have to get an Xbox to do it. On the Xbox, it's got the 5.5-inch. It's got a slightly lower alpha than this one, because this one's got 450 alpha. But the Xbox version actually has 420 alpha, but it does have 90 to 95 millimeters of pen. And that makes a huge difference because, of course, it means just about every tank you hit, you're more than likely going to penetrate it straight away. Well, he's demolishing that building there. He aimed for the center point, but unfortunately, that building comes in 3 parts, and you have to demolish each part in order to get rid of it. He's trying to take away the enemy's cover, so they can't use that to hide behind. Okay, he's going back for the T25-2, and that's better, closer. Only 2 hit points though, near miss. Okay, now I often have said that the FV304, they actually made a prototype. Well, not quite actually. What they actually made was the FV300 prototype. Oh, that was much better, much closer, 182 from that one. Yes, they made the FV300, which was actually the vehicle containing the Meteor engine, but it didn't have a gun. It had no armament whatsoever, and that was just the prototype to see could they actually build that sort of chassis. It also had a composite armor on the top of the vehicle, which is unlike any other vehicle at the time, because most of the vehicles actually had standard steel armor, but this one, yes, it had a composite armor like modern day tanks have. He's holding his aim on that spot and launching shells in because he thinks there's somebody behind there, but he's probably better off actually aiming elsewhere at the moment. He can't move up in the field because his team hasn't moved up. Well, ooh, there's a VK. He can hit that guy. The T25-2 on the enemy team is right at the end of his range, or extent of his range at the moment, in the north. So they made the mock-up of the FV304, and they made it fairly light as well. It wasn't a heavy tank. It was only 22.7 tons, so relatively lightweight. But of course, it was supposed to be an enclosed vehicle driven by a Meteor engine to drive relatively quickly around the battlefield. The enemy seems to have the advantage in the town, so we're trying to aim for this T-34-100. We aim behind him. Oh, lovely shot! That should have fallen just behind the KV-2, but instead it actually hit the T-34-100. We fire another one in. Unfortunately, we don't get the T-34-100. That goes to the KV-2 on our team. And now we've got a KV-2 versus KV-2 confrontation. And it's the KV-2 on the enemy team that wins. Mainly because he had the big gun, not the 152mm howitzer. He actually had the ZIS-7 gun. It's the 107mm. Okay, can we get a shot? Yes, you can see that long barrel. That is definitely the 107. It's the wrong gun for the KV-2, but of course it's been the wrong gun ever since Wargaming decided to take away the effect of HE, and in doing so they actually made it the KV2 a figment of its former self, because of course it really couldn't derp as well as it used to. Well, Fingernail Clipping keeps changing his aim, and as he keeps doing that, I have to try and keep up with him, otherwise you wouldn't be able to see what's going on, because you'd be looking up their nostrils as they're firing. Unfortunately, one of the problems with Aslains mods is that when you're in Battle Assistant, it automatically zooms you in every time you look. He did get a nice hit there, and the KV2's gone down. But if you zoom in, you're looking really close. You can't see the shells coming in. We seem to have the advantage now. There's only 4 enemies left. One of those is out in the field. It's an M485. And you've got to wonder what that guy is doing over there. I think he's kind of trapped by the KV1SA, but can we get around on him? Rounds out. Yes! Good hit. 118. Now we should be able to wipe him out with the next shot. Just waiting for the reload. Rounds out. Oh, just missed. Come on, you can do better. Rounds out. Bit of a snap. He's now thinking about the tanks in the town, and it's all turned around now because the enemy has exactly the same number of tanks as we do. And in fact, now we're down by 1. The T20 is being threatened by an IKV. Can we get a shot in there? Now, IKV's got a 90mm gun. Oh, he fires snap, but oh, it hits the building. Come on, you can do it. Fires in. Oh, and the T20 goes down. We fire a round in on the IKV, and yes, we do splash him. 147. Now it's even more vital that KV1SA helps us here, because otherwise we're going to lose the game. Yeah, this is where we use the speed of the FV304 to get away from the enemy. That Meteor engine working overtime right up front of the vehicle. So 2 twin exhausts right at the front. Oh, we got spotted. Okay, we need to move. And quick. Can't afford to be a victim to that IKV-90. He's coming into the field really quickly. And Fingernail Clipping's trying to set up an ambush on him. But he doesn't fall for it. In fact, he turns down the other channel. So I think he's going to do a shotgun instead. Always like a shotgun. Yeah, he's not going to fall for that one and go round and chase him in. So it's round and round the buildings we go. Where we stop, nobody knows. IKV's trying to turn on the spot because he realizes the FV can beat him on speed. There's no way the IKV can keep up with an FV304. It's the speed of a light tank. And the KV1SA is getting shots on him. And I think now the IKV-90 realizes he's made a mistake because he was actually trying to attack the wrong player. But unfortunately, we've just lost the KV1SA, and now it's us versus that T25-2, the one we were firing at right at the start of the game, time and time again. But unfortunately, now that means we've got to get fairly close. But the guy is very low on hit points. Very low. Well, he's gone straight back to the cap, which is very, very odd. Now, it might be possible to do a drive-by. Auto-aim on! Ooh. Well, unfortunately, the FV did get a try, but this will be the end of him. And a good shotgun at close range. But now we've just got to deal with that T25-2. I thought that there was only the T25-2 left. But no, the enemy FV304 was in it. Now, where is he? We should be able to shotgun him with one round. And he's in the cap area. Now, which direction do we come in from? He's trying to make up his mind. Now, he could leave this till the last minute, come in, dirt the guy, get a defender medal, and of course win the game. But I think a Fingernail Clipping probably just wants to make this as clean as possible. He did lose a few hit points to the shot from the FV304. Well, it wasn't actually a shot, it was a ram rather. The guy collided with us. Now, he could try a few shots into the cap area to try and hit him, but of course he doesn't know where the guy is in the cap area. He'd be speculating. He's got plenty of ammo to play with. Now, I get the feeling he wants to come in and come in fast from the north, where the guy won't be expecting it. Of course, the other thing to do would be to come in from the corner, the northwest corner of the square. And if he was to do that, then the enemy would suddenly get a surprise, because everywhere in the cap will be visible to him straight away, be able to lock on to the enemy tank. Yep, he's definitely going to come in from that corner. He's also desperately trying to avoid knocking anything down, because he knows the enemy Arty could be feeding information to his teammate on where things are being disrupted. Okay, here we go. To the right, I think. Yes, he is! Yes! Brilliant kill! Absolutely excellent! Well, that was an exciting end to that battle, because Fingernail Clipping got a first-class tanker out of that game, as well as a duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him, Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 9, and he got a Starks medal out of it as well. Yes, he missed out on getting the Defender medal, but he certainly got the Starks medal, which is more difficult to get, because you have to kill at least 2 enemy tanks, take at least 2 hits from the enemy, and potentially lose 2/3 of your hit points in the process. And he more than did that actually in this game. And I'll count through it so you can actually see it. He got the win 8 of 5,465, which is Super Unicum standard and quite a bit more. Let's have a look at the team scores and see where he is. Well, he didn't get the highest damage in the game. That actually went to the IKB-90B, who picked up a high caliber and a defender for 2,687 hit points of damage. Second highest damage actually went to the KB2, or one of the KB2s on our team, 1,902. And the third highest damage went to that T25-2, who got a top gun and 1,810 hit points of damage in the end. When it came to Fingernail Clipping, he got 1,603 hit points of damage, which actually puts him in 5th place overall. When it came to kills, though, he's right up in 2nd place, because the T25-2 got 6 kills, Top Gun. 3 kills went to the KB2 and the Fingernail Clipping, and also to the KB2 on the enemy team. That's the one with the 107mm gun. And we can see as well, when it came to base XP, it's the KB2 came out on top with 891. The other KB2 got 767. And then we got Fingernail Clipping with 745 just behind them. But of course, he was the last man standing, the man who won the game in that one. He fired 35 rounds. So he didn't even really get through most of his ammunition. In fact, even half of his ammunition. He got 10 direct hits on the enemy. None of them penetrated, but he did get 20 splash. Damage of 1,603, of which 1,278 were at more than 300 meters. The close range shots were, of course, on 2 players. The FV304, who is shotgunned at, well, point blank range almost. And also the the T25-2, who he killed right at the end of the game by driving up to him at close range and shooting him in the side. He got 2 hits received, one of which was a penetration. That was actually from the T25-2 right at the end of the game. And the other was, in fact, a shot from the FV304. It didn't penetrate, but it did bounce off him. And in fact, that was the shot, because that's a 450 alpha. Combine that with the shot that did actually penetrate, you've got well over the alpha of this vehicle. So, or rather the hit points of this vehicle. So yes, he actually did manage to get more hit points blocked or suffered from the enemy than he actually had when he started the game. 1 enemy vehicle spotted, that was the FV304, 8 enemy vehicles damaged, 3 killed, And he also got 2 capture points when he was in the cap and 57 defense points. So, yes, if he waited just a few seconds longer, I think he could have got the Defender medal as well by driving into the cap at the last moment and getting the kill. On a free-to-play account, he earned 9,089 credits from that game, and he also got 745 base XP. But what an ending to that battle. Yes, it was really stylish as well. The way he drove in, he absolutely nailed it in terms of surprise. The T25-2 only had a chance to get 1 shot off, and it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough, not with the Alpha on that 90mm. It was only 220, and he had more hit points than that. And so, consequently, he was able to drive in, line himself up, get his gun completely down on the target, and then shoot at virtually 0 range into the side of the T25-2, who had virtually nothing left, and win the game. That was an epic battle. Let's have a look at the battle number 2. The second replay is on the east spawn of Airfield. Game on. Well, I could tell you something a little bit odd. Well, Fingernail Clipping has actually admitted that he had a bit of Mary Jane, or as some might call, a little weed, before he actually played this game. This was the first game he played, and he was really mellowed out. Not that we encourage him doing this, but some players actually, those who do have any finger shake or any medical problems, might actually find a bit of weed quite handy, because I have heard that it does help a lot with finger control or hand control when you are actually suffering from certain maladies. He's decided he can't shoot from just behind the cap area, so he's going to get a bit closer to the enemy on this side of the map. Can he get that Cromwell within range? At the moment, it's a bit difficult, but he certainly can hit the guys who are in the heavy tank alley area. So he might be able to get shots on them instead. No, not working. He doesn't really want to go beyond that rise because he might get spotted by the Cromwell. The view range of this Arty is, well, it's not particularly far. It's 255 millimeters. 255 meters. If it was millimeters, that really would be a problem. But yes, 255 meters of view range. He's firing in blind at the moment, anticipating where the enemy might be, but he can't get to the bushes at the back. So instead, he's decided to go after the heavy tanks, and he can land around right on top of that FV304. Rounds out. Ooh, oh, he got fire. He got a fire. 144 from the fire alone. Do it again. Rounds out. Well, it landed on the ground just behind the FV304, who's now hugging that rock for all he's worth. Rounds out. Another direct hit. This time it looked like it landed right on the cupola. He's holding the aim with his right-hand mouse button as he fires. And just looking to one side to get a better view of the target. Still holding his aim. Yep, and he's looking around for other targets to shoot at. He's found the SU-101. He's changed targets. He's dialing in and rounds out. A direct hit. And yeah, you can see where it landed on the engine deck. Okay, can you get another one? That guy's seeking the comfort of the rock for cover. A lovely hit with the second one. 62 hit points though. You know, the thing is, sometimes I do agree with tank drivers that actually Arty does make some heavy tanks camp even more, trying to avoid the shells. They hug the rocks for all they're worth, trying to avoid the shells coming in. There again, if they were moving, it would make them a more difficult target to hit. So the thing is, if they stay still, they're more likely to get killed. In fact, we just saw the Progetto kill the FV304. And now we're trying to destroy the AMX M445. Okay. The first iteration of the M4 version or series of tanks by the French. As we know, it's not basically copying the Sherman, it's actually copying the Tiger II. That's the design that they were trying to emulate. Okay, 2 good shots there, one on the turret, one on the engine deck. Rounds out again, and another hit. Okay, at this moment in time, he was wishing he had armor piercing, but in actual fact, the target goes down to the Tiger P. And now we're out of targets, so we really do need to move and change position in order to get more. In fact, there's an M3Y coming into our cap area, and all we've got in there is a Crusader. The T-78's moving. He's just to our left. We need to... Oh, he's going for the SU-101. The M3Y is still in or near our cap area. That SU-101 is being surrounded, and he knows it, but unfortunately he's Arty safe at the moment behind the rock. We're trying to get a solution. Note that rock is really difficult to get a shell into. Our Jagdtiger prototype is facing off against the SU-101, but he's on the move now. Oh, we move quick. And he has gone. The kill shot went to the E25 in the end. Now we're just trying to kill the M3Y, who's chasing our T-78. Good shot. Managed to get 165. We did lose the... well, the Crusader had to move to get away. Rounds out. Another hit. We didn't lose the Crusader. He just relocated, so he's a bit close to where we are at the moment. This could be a kill shot. Oh, it was a direct hit. Okay, he's still there. Rounds out. Oh, and he blows up because he gets hit by a 90mm from the T-78. Okay, so we're 2 up on the enemy. They've got 5 tanks left. We've got a T-103 to our right at the moment, but there's a Jagdtiger prototype between him and us. And the rest of the enemy tanks are over in the other end of the map, so we really do need to motor to get over there. Whoa! Well, driving skills. I think that's down to the little weed. Oh, and the T-103 goes down. I think he was a bit distracted at that moment. Okay, we need to get up on Temple Mount. That would probably be the best place for us to shoot at the enemy, because we'll have the range. Okay, behind one of these walls will do nicely. He's going for the T-71. Okay, well, the M12's been found, but he's outside our range, just outside. But the E25 will finish him off in the next round. And that just leaves the T-71. Now, he could be headed towards us, but we do have a Carnarvon near us, so he should be able to protect us if the guy gets close. In fact, everyone is now focusing on this area. Just can't find him. He might be up in the north. It's a possibility, I suppose. We're capping now anyway, so the guy does have to come in and try and get a reset. He could be down in the water. We're right in front of the amphitheater now, so we have to change position in order to get round or get the shots on it. I think he's thinking that the enemy T-71 might have relocated to the other side of the battlefield. He is the last enemy, and he might have gone over here, so he's trying to proximity spot him by getting close. Always a possibility. And of course, a T-71 might be tempted to take a shot. Oh, he's found him. He's found him. And is he in the water? Nobody's trapped. Hello. Oh, well, he shotgunned him, but unfortunately, he's now on a ledge. And so's the T-71. So this is a comedy ending to this game. And we've captured the base, and that's it. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was an ace tanker game for a fingernail clipping in the FV304. He managed to get a bruise medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 6, and he got a win rate of 4,063, which is Super Unicum standard. Look at team score. We can see he got the highest damage in the game. 2,474 hit points, but unfortunately it wasn't 20% of the enemy hit pool, and that's why he missed out on getting the high caliber. It was a tier 8 game, and he was tier 6 in it, so he was bottom tier, but sadly, unfortunately, he wasn't able to get any kills at all, which puts him further down the table. The highest scorers were the E25 with 3 kills, and the Tiger P. 2 kills went to the Yak Tiger prototype, the Super Hellcat, and the T78. And on the enemy team, their M3Y, the SU-101, and the T-71 all got 2 kills apiece. Sadly, we couldn't kill the T-71 in the end. I think he tried to jump on the guy, get a comedy kill, because he could see that they were going to cap out regardless. So we were definitely going to win. But the T-71 player, well, I think he just went there to hide. He probably knew about that position and thought, yeah, I'll just go and hide over here, and it'll probably take me forever to try and find out where I was. So when it came to base XP, we can see the high scorer was the Thunderbolt with 1,087. In second place, we've got the E25, who also picked up a Pascucci's medal. He got 851. And in third place, well, that is down to fingernail clipping with 817. He fired 27 rounds, even less than in the last game. And he got 13 direct hits on the enemy, 1 penetrating shot, and 16 splash. Damage of 2,474, of which 2,370 were at more than 300 meters. So there was some close range action, of course, when he jumped on top of the enemy T-71. So, which one did he actually penetrate in the game? Well, looking at the list, it's difficult to see, but I suspect it might have been, yes, the FV304. That shell that penetrated the engine deck actually set fire to him. That got 926 hit points in total from that one penetration. I think, well, it was more than, I think he actually took more than 1 hit. So, saying 2 critical hits, the driver and the fuel tank. I think it took several hits, but he certainly got a large amount of hit points just from the fire alone in that game. He did receive 1 hit from the enemy. It was a penetrating shot, and 6 enemy vehicles were damaged. None were killed, with 82 hit points of damage assistance. He actually earned a profit on a free-to-play account of 18,791 credits, and he also took away 817 base XP, and of course, got a comedy kill at the end. Yes, it looked like he was slightly relaxed after that game. Of course, I shouldn't say that we recommend that players actually do get loaded before they start, or not loaded, but mildly relaxed. But obviously, I suppose it does help with your aim a little afterwards, because of course you're much more able to, you're not so wound up, you're actually slightly mellow. I hope you enjoyed that replay and the other one. If you did, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.